All right, welcome. I have a problem for you to copy down right here. And it's humongous. I said we're going to have order of ops with fractions, more intense than last time. And don't worry, you're probably looking at this like I am here, like, oh my gosh, no way. Do I really have to? Yeah, you're going to watch this video, you're going to get it done. And if you need to, stretch out a little before you do this. You need to warm it up, stretch out, and get yourself ready. If you need more time to write this problem down, then pause the video because I'm going to start in. So your face that you're making right now, you're going to erase that face. I don't even want to see it, people. Okay? And luckily I can't because I'm doing the video and I can't see you guys. That would be weird. Oh, but your face is still there. So you know what? I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this photo and I'm going to cut it out of here. Okay? Because I don't want to see it. All right, starting in order of ops, PEMDAS. I start with the parentheses. So I need to start with 6 minus 3/2. Now right away my mathematical brain says I see a fraction, but I see a number that's not written as a fraction. So I'm going to take this 6, write it as a fraction. 6 over, say it, what is it? It's not 12, it's 1 minus 3/2. Okay, that's the first thing we need to do. So now I look at this again. Hopefully you know that you need common denominators. So I'm going to look at these two denominators and decide what do I need to make them into. I need to make them the same. So 2 would be a good choice. So I'm going to multiply this one by 2, meaning I have to multiply 6 by 2. Do I need to multiply this one by anything? You could multiply by 1 if you really wanted to. But you don't need to. It could just stay the same. That's what's nice about that. And then 6 over 1 we're going to make into its equivalent form of 12 over 2. And now we can subtract across. We're working in halves. And how many do we have? Well, we did have 12, and we're taking away 3 of them. So now we're at 9. And now you're like, oh, that's improper. I need to take it another step. Well, I would if I'm done with the problem. But as you can see, that's only one part of this problem. So I would keep it as an improper fraction. Okay? So even my iPad is low on battery here, saying, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can make it through this problem. Come on, you can do this. So 6 minus 3/2 is 9/2. I'm going to keep it improper because I still have to do some more stuff in the problem. I'm going to bring down the rest of the problem. So I have 9/2 being multiplied with negative 2/3. And I'm not just going to perform that because it's there. I'm going to bring down the rest and make sure as to what I need to do next. So I'm just rewriting the entire thing, making note of that it's not multiplication, it's division right there. Okay, so now from here, I already worked with the parentheses. So now I go to exponents. There are none. Next would be multiplication and division. And what do you know? I have both. So I'm going to work from left to right like reading a book. So I'm going to do this multiplication first. So negative 2/3 times 9/2. First off, I notice, again with a mathematical brain in mind, that I have a negative times a positive number, meaning that my answer is going to be negative. And now what negative is it? Well, the numerator's 2 times 9 is 18 over 3 times 2, which is 6. And now you're like, okay, that's improper. Can I change it, please? You know what? This time you can. The reason why is because it actually goes in perfectly. 18 divided by 6 is a nice whole number. And if you know it off the top of your head, you would be saying it's 3. So I'm going to say that when we multiply this, we get a negative 3. Cha-ching! And then I'm going to bring down the rest of the problem. Minus 1 2/3 divided by 2 1/6. So most of you are going to want to go to that subtraction because it's next in line. But no, the rules of math, multiplication, division, comes before addition and subtraction. So I need to perform this division first. So I have some division of mixed numbers. So what are you going to have to do? Convert them to impropers. If you still don't know how to convert to impropers, we've been working on it for 2 weeks, maybe even 3, maybe 4. Okay, and you worked on it last year. So the denominator of this one is 3. The denominator of this one is 6. Now I need to get the numerators. So I go 3 times 1 plus 2, which is 5. Now I do the same thing. 6 times 2 plus 1, 13. And then I'm going to perform the division. Can I divide straight across without getting a decimal? No. So what am I going to have to do? Keep, change, flip that reciprocal. So I'm going to keep 5/3 the same. I'm going to change division to what? Multiplication. And I'm going to take 13/6 and I'm going to flip it. Get the reciprocal. And there we are. And now I can just multiply it straight across. So I'm at 5 times 6, which is 30, over 3 times 13, which is, bum, 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 bum. Do you know it? 39. Is that improper? No. So I wouldn't divide it to get a whole number and a fraction, a mixed number. But I could see that this could be reduced. I could divide them both by 3. So I work with the most simplest form of the fraction. 30 divided by 3 is 10. And 39 divided by 3 is 13. Could those be divided by something? Nope. So I'm going to be left with 10 over 13 when I divide it. Which should make sense if you have number sense, because we divided 1 2/3 divided by a bigger number, so we're not going to get a whole number as our answer. And then if that problem's still not done, I'm going to bring down the subtraction sign with the -3 out front. Okay, we are almost there, people. Making sure you're stretching for this last part. Okay, stretch it out. Get ready. I need your brain there. We have -3. -3 minus 10 over 13. Whew. Okay, now I notice I have negative numbers. So I'm going to think about this on a number line and think about what I do, where I go, and what I'm really doing with these numbers. So the first number is -3. So I'm going to go in the negative direction. Then it says subtract, meaning I keep going left. Is there another negative to turn me around in this number? No. So I keep going. So if it looks like this, my picture, what am I really doing with these numbers? I'm really just adding them. What you have to keep in mind is that our answer lands below 0. So I'll have to keep in mind that my answer is going to be negative. So even though I am adding these together, I should attach a negative when I'm done. So 3 plus 10 over 13, I have a fraction right here, so I need to make 3 into a fraction. 3 as a fraction is 3 over 1. And then I need common denominators. And so I'm going to multiply this by 13 to get them to be the same. So I'm at 39 over 13 plus 10 over 13. And then adding across, how many 13ths do we have? We have 49 13ths. And now that is improper, so I convert it back, and 13 goes into 49 how many times? What do you want to try? 13 times 4 would be a little too much. So I'm going to take times 3. So I'm going to be left with 3 and, oh, there's my whole number. And what am I left over with? 10. And we were dividing by 13. So is my final answer 3 and 10/13? No, because remember, in our picture, we went this way and then this way, so we landed in the negative realm. So it's negative 3 and 10/13. And what I want to show you is that you actually could have stopped right here when we said we need to add 3 plus 10/13. This is 3 and 10/13. 3 and 10/13 with a negative out front. It's that simple, but I thought I'd show you this part. So you're like, what? You showed me all that and that's all I had to do? Well, yeah, just making you a better math student because you stretched out and you were ready for it. So thank you for working through that entire problemo. And see you on Friday.